So in a previous video, I picked up this EVGA GeForce GTX 1080 Ti for the Win 3 for $60 on eBay. It was labeled as not working for parts, and when I got it in, it kept crashing. But for $60, I was fairly confident that I might be able to get it working, and if not, at least I had a good trophy piece for the garage. It's a cool looking card. But with a quick flip of the switch, meaning this thing had dual BIOS, I was able to switch it from the OC BIOS to simple BIOS, and the card ran fantastic. I then went ahead, reflashed the OC BIOS, and the card runs perfect, and it's a great card. Now for the price they go for on eBay, anywhere from $150 to $200, it's pretty decent bang for the buck, equivalent performance of a 2080, and similar to a 3060 minus the whole RTX thing, but pretty decent price. And if you find them used on the Facebook Marketplace or other social media platforms, you could typically get one for about $100 to $150. So with taking this gamble, I'm feeling like I'm on a lucky streak, so I just went ahead and did the right thing. And picked up another 1080 Ti that's broken, probably doesn't work, and maybe I wasted my money. I mean, it was 50 bucks, so let's give it a shot. So this one we're going to put away, and like I said, simple flick of the switch from normal to OC, and there's a dedicated video on this, and we were able to bring this thing back to life. Well, we were able to prove that it works, and then flashing the BIOS, we were able to get the OC mode. But now this one popped up on the Facebook Marketplace. It is the Zotac flavor, pushed to the limit. Maybe that's what's wrong with this card. It was just pushed to the limit. And it's the 1080 Ti. And the card looks pretty clean and decent for the most part. The seller listed it as potential flickers, and sometimes it works, it doesn't. He wasn't sure what the issue is. I figured for $50, I'll give it a gamble. And like I said, if not, then we have parts, or pretty much I may have wasted money. But sometimes it could be a simple, easy fix, and other times it's just far beyond repair. But I give it a shot, considering how well these things perform, even though they're 7-year-old cards. Why not? So now, I'm not saying go out and buy every broken graphics card you can and try to fix them. I mean, if they're like cheap for $20, you might get lucky, but it's a gamble, because I mean, $20 is $20. But anyways, let's go ahead, let's pop it in the rig, and let's see exactly what it does. So now I'm going to give you some suggestions and recommendations. This is what I do that has helped me, number one, to do it safely so you don't cause any other damage. And number two, to be a little systematic about it, because you kind of want to, here's the thing, a lot of the times you go right in, and I've seen this happen, and I've done it too. You take it apart, you clean everything up, you know, without even testing it, and then it works and you really don't know what the problem was. Was it thermal paste? Was it dirt you cleaned up? It could be a number of things. I want to know exactly what kind of happened to this card, whether it's something with the memory, a MOSFET, or whatever you call those voltage little thingamabobbies, whatever they're called. So I kind of just want to narrow it down. So my first suggestion for anybody who's attempting to do this, find a computer that you're not attached to. If you're going to do this, do not do this on your primary computer, and here's why. If there's a short on this card or something that's damaged, you could potentially damage other hardware. I've done it when I first started doing this, and I learned my lesson real quick. Put it in my main rig. Next thing you know, zeep, zoop, boop, bop, and my computer was dead. If this one gets damaged, I can replace this a lot cheaper, and I'm actually looking to upgrade to a better test bench, so just kind of keep that in mind. Now, the next thing you want to make sure that you have, if you're using Intel, you're good. You want to make sure that you have integrated graphics card on the motherboard. If you don't, and you're using an AMD rig, or you don't have dedicated graphics for whatever reason on your motherboard, or it doesn't have support, I don't know if there's actually any motherboard that doesn't do that. But anywho's, have a cheap graphics card. I keep somewhere around here. And this is a prime example of what these cards are good for. This is a GT 1030. I love this card. I actually got this in the roach deal. So if you're curious about what happens when you buy a computer that's infested with roaches, definitely check out the video. Subscribe to the channel, as that was quite scary and entertaining. But this is a GT 1030. They're cheap. I got this one for free in that deal. It works perfect. It doesn't require supplemental power, so you could plug in a graphics card so you could get image on the computer, plug this in as a secondary. And the reason why you'd want to do that is in case you need to go down the rabbit hole of flashing BIOS. But in this case, we're just going to start with plugging in this graphics card into this motherboard, see what it does. So this one is, she's a chunker. I wonder what flavor it is. So I know it's the GTX. Okay, so it's the 1080 Ti Amp Extreme Core Edition. Yeah. On a previous video I did, I talked about Zotacs, and I've had comments going both back and forth. Some people say Zotac is complete junk. I run a Zotac for my 3090 Ti. I've had it for 2 years, and it's been a fantastic card. I have no complaints. Now, what I want to look for is dual BIOS action. I'm not sure if this has it. It might not have it. I see something over here. I don't want to press or do anything. Yeah, there is something over here. So it might be for RGB, it might be for BIOS, but I want to see what the card does without doing any type of modification or tweaks to it. So let's pop it in. Now let's fire it up and let's see if we get an image, what it does, what it doesn't do. The guy did say it does get power, but it flickers randomly. Who knows? So the fans are spinning. Okay. So I don't know if you can see this, but we have a white light on the motherboard, which tells me that everything is working as it should, but as you can see, we're not getting a display on this. Typically when I see that, that could be two things. That could be the cable, but I know this cable works, or it could be a bad HDMI port. It's like it wants to run. It wants to live. Let's switch some cables around and let's see what we come up with. All right, so we got updates. So first things first, something's going on with my test bench. Not 100% sure. The integrated graphics, not working. Not sure what's going on with that, but it's fine. So I popped in the trusted GT 1030. Everything boots up. The card gets picked up by Tech Power Up GPU Z, but when I plug in the HDMI port into this, it doesn't get a screen. Kind of curious on that. Interesting. But anyways, it does pick it up. 1080 Ti, revision, blah, 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 all that stuff. Has all the information there. I did try the DVI and display ports. We're still getting the same thing. No video output. Could be a bad port. It could be a bad chip that drives that or whatever it may be. So I want to try a few things before we open it up and dive in to see if there's something that's like damage or maybe a good cleaning, because it could be as simple as just cleaning one of these ports or just cleaning up the board. I've had success with that. Let's just try installing the latest and greatest NVIDIA drivers. So let's install that and see if it does anything different. All right, so drivers are installed. Yep, we're good. And I've had success with this where the drivers have brought the graphics card around. Let's shut this thing down, take out the 1030, see if it gives me a video. That's not good. All right, so I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is let's try a BIOS flash. You can usually bring a card around by doing a BIOS flash. Let's try that. If the BIOS flash doesn't bring it around, then we'll dissect it, see if there's something obvious in there that we're missing. I like to use a little BW100, that's electronic cleaner, and that usually helps. So let's do the BIOS flashing. So on Tech Power Up's website, this is where you can download the NV flash, and taking a look at it, this is the graphics card I have, the BIO version 0067, and we have 001A. So this might be a newer one, just trying to see if they have more information on it. So that could be something good. So now we need to, I've already downloaded NV flash. Now forgive me, I haven't done this in a long time, so I'm kind of remembering how to do it. I did do a video on it, and I probably should watch my own video, because there is a command to make sure that you select the right GPU. Side note, it won't flash a GPU that's not compatible, so if you like click the wrong one or type in the wrong command, it's not the end of the world. It won't let you do it. So alright, this has all the commands: update, save, list, adapters, all that stuff, compare. All right, let me go ahead and do this. I'm not going to do an in-depth on how to flash the BIOS. I have a video on how to do that. So let me get started doing this, and we'll come back and we'll see if this works. All right, here we go. Come on, work. Got fresh BIOS, installed the drivers. It should work, right? I'm starting to have my doubts. All right, that's showing that it's doing that, but I am not seeing a screen. That's a bummer. The guy said it even flickered. I'm not even getting the flickery thing. I lean towards it because of the flickers, because typically the flickers could mean just a bio flash or just an overheating issue, but I'm not even getting that. And that's no bueno. It does that, like, lets you know it's being acknowledged. But it doesn't do anything else. So the only thing I could think of, there's two things left. One, let's take it apart, let's clean it, let's see if there's any liquid damage or maybe something got messed up. Typically, cleaning it with some contact cleaner like BW100, electronic cleaner, that helps to bring it back to life, a good clean. I've seen that work. And then the other thing would be is to try it in a different rig and see if that works. But let's go ahead, let's open it up. So here's the deal. Let's give you the backstory on this card. I spoke to the guy who bought it. He got scammed with this card. And he bought it for $150 off of another Facebook marketplace scammer. Said it ran. He took it home. And, well, it didn't work. Of course, he reached out to the scammer and they blocked him, deleted it. It's unfortunate, and it happens way too often, unfortunately. And the bummer part about that is that people like that make it harder for people like us to sell stuff. Everybody is apprehensive. This thermal paste is fresh, so it looks like they tried to resolve the issue that way. Just get these connectors off. These come off nice and easily. And I want to get to the back of this board because I think that's where I see the concern. I could be wrong. Now will you come apart? Am I missing anything? Yep, got one more right over here. So I always say, pull carefully, nice and slow, nice and easy. Don't go crazy, you can break things. Even though this is already broken. And I'm looking at it and I really don't see evidence of spill action. I thought it was. I think that's just the way the board is, just from the heat cycles. It's got power boost for all the extra frames per second and the extra power. That's actually pretty cool. I mean, it is dirty up here. Now, I have done the smell test and I don't smell any evidence of something being burnt, which is good in a sense. If you smell something that's burnt, you're pretty much SOL unless you're good at that soldering stuff. But I mean, besides a lot of dirt and grime, I'm not really seeing anything that looks shorted or burnt. I mean, it could just be that the memory or the chip went bad, but you never know. BW100, I've been using this a lot recently, and I've had good results with bringing stuff around. So we're going to spray. Use a toothbrush and give everything a nice cleaning. We're just going to go nice and easy. Now, thinking about it, another trick I didn't try, sometimes you take an eraser and you clean these contacts and things come to life. I didn't think about that. But now I'm thinking about it. So, that will be another thing we'll try. But let's get this grime up. I mean, if this card worked from the get-go, we'd automatically be doing this type of cleaning. We are put back together. Everything is nice and clean. It was a bit grimy, but nothing that I saw that was like, whoa, this is definitely the problem, which that's either good or bad. So let's fire it up, see what happens. And, well, nothing. Bummer. Darn. Oh well, at least we tried. So let's go ahead, let's wrap this up and give you my thoughts. So I bought this and I knew this wasn't going to work based upon the symptoms that was presented to me, but I figured for $50, why not? And also the seller did disclose to me that he got scammed when he bought it, and he was straightforward. He told me exactly what it did. He says it powers on, but he said it flickers. Sometimes it gives a video, sometimes it doesn't. It's giving me absolutely nothing. And he told me, he says, it might be an easy fix. It might not be an easy fix. He said he wasn't familiar with computers, or at least, well, graphics cards, and kind of diving in that deep. And that's fine. Thankful that I got it, because at least I was able to help him out. Viewer had sent me a 1070 a month ago, and I paid him the $50 for it, and I just gave him the 1070 because he's trying to get his rig back up and running. Real cool guy. We actually sat and talked for about 20-30 minutes. And yeah, that was my intent all along, because, you know, when people reach out and they're straightforward and they're honest, saying, hey, you know, I've been scammed, it's good to help them out. And when when we went back and forth on the Facebook Messenger, you know, I had said it in my head, hey, I'll give him the $50 plus I'll throw him a 1070. And I greatly appreciate anything and everything that you guys send to me, because it allows me to help people who unfortunately been scammed by shady people. Now, as far as what's wrong with it, I mean, it could be the memory, the GPU die itself. It could be a whole bunch of things. I'm not that skilled where I could dive in and, you know, do that whole micro solder thing, or it might even be something, you know, one of those little diodes, electrodes. Like I said, even just the way I'm talking about those little electronic pieces, I'm not skilled in that. I'm pretty decent as far as like cleaning, basic soldering and all that stuff. And sometimes I get lucky, other times I don't. I figured with the BIOS flash was worth a win, because it could have had a mining BIOS, but in this case it had regular BIOS. Tried different cables, different computers. I even popped this on another rig that I had lying around, and either way, it still doesn't work. And as far as like the integrated graphics not working on the motherboard, CMOS battery was dead. So popped in a new one, we were able to get the settings going, and that worked. So at least I know that the thing didn't cause other damage to my other components, which, you know, that's good, but it is what it is. That's the risk you take. Now, do I recommend going out and buying broken graphics cards and gambling with it? No, I don't. I mean, if you got the skills to dive into it, absolutely. I know people that make really good money because they're able to really get into the deep levelness, or whatever you call it, of the graphics cards, and actually figure out what component is bad and change it. Me, not so much, but I like to give it a try. Sometimes, like that EVGA 1080 Ti, you can get lucky and it's real simple as a corrupt BIOS and flashing, and that works out really good. Other times it's something as simple as just fresh thermal paste. Those are the ones I see a lot, that they usually say after 10 to 15 minutes of running it, it crashes. That's usually a thermal issue. Fresh thermal paste, cleaning it up, clogged fans or a broken fan, and you're back in action. But in this case, I think it's too far gone, at least for the level of expertise that I could do. Could I send it out to get fixed? Possibly, but at this point, I don't think it's really worth it as far as the return I will get for it. I don't know. Definitely let me know in the comments. So with that being said, anytime you buy used, it's a gamble. It's even a more gamble when you know it's broken and you don't know how far broken it is, but it's kind of cool. I like this little graphics card. It'll make a good display piece, as I actually have some cool little graphic card wall that I'm putting together, but that's another story. So comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, concerns, criticisms. Do you think that seller was being truthful with me, or maybe he was trying to scam me? I think he was pretty legit. What other testing would you have done, and any suggestions that you think that I could still do to bring it back to life? If we get one that's interesting, maybe we'll do another video. If you like this video, definitely hit the like button, subscribe if you're not, and as always, we'll see what we come up with next.